Hunts. All right, welcome back to the Smoke and Mirrors Podcast, your destination for the latest in streaming and movie news and reviews. We're your hosts, Rob, Dave, and Triz. This week, we're going to give you all of our thoughts on everything from The Idol all the way to a nice little play that we saw, or you guys saw, called Good. But now let's start the show. How we living there, fellas?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I was going good. I got back into the old PT today. I had like a session. I nearly threw up by the end of it. It's the first time that I've been knocked out. And when I say knocked out, like I just had to lay on their back for a good hour. I actually had to have a nap and sleep off just how badly it knocked the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And it was only 3 exercises.
What were the 3 exercises?
So it was kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
Bent over rows.
Yep.
And then these lawnmower kettlebell lifts.
Okay.
Was it like bent over rows with the lawnmower shit?
Yeah.
Were you just supersetting that?
Nah. That's the thing. It was just those 3. And I even missed out on the optional exercise. That's how fucked up I was.
Okay.
Which is crazy because I lift for work.
There's a different sort of lift.
This is like something else. I was just like, I was knocked out.
It's because your legs would be real strong.
Yeah, they would today.
Maybe
them kettlebell swings like just knocked it all out.
Because you're using a different muscle group.
Yeah.
Different parts of your arm.
Because you're isolating and training those specific muscles with each exercise, it's different.
Well, they're not isolated because they're all complex movements. So it's using a lot more than I normally would at work.
Well, that makes sense too then.
Yeah.
Those would just be like almost overexerting yourself now.
Yeah. First time back. But yeah, 3 times a week I was getting it.
Nice.
Were you just doing it at home or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got all the equipment. Wait until I get them battle ropes in.
I got some restriction bands if you want them as well.
Really? I'll take
resistance bands.
Yeah.
Resistance bands. I'll take the bands. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take them bands, dog. Get me a punching bag or something like that. Do that Momoa exercise where he puts the band around him and the punching bag and then fucking goes for it.
Do you have 1 kilo?
Got to keep your endurance up. Keep the bag away from you. Keep it up. Pause.
Right.
Do you have 1 kilo dumbbells?
Yeah.
Do the Manny Pacquiao's as well, where you do the step and jab. And then you go fast. And then you just go slow again. And then you go fast.
I was to tell you right now, I'll be out after 25 seconds.
But yeah. All right. So jumping into our thoughts. So we got our first episode of The Idol Monday. This took over the Succession spot. It was all right. Didn't really show you much.
It really doesn't.
Just showed that dead bitch's body just a whole bunch.
Yeah, I mean, this
goes out all the time.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't think she's the problem with the show at all.
Me neither.
Shit just got weak as soon as Weekend came in. I'm sorry.
I thought it was before.
I like the team around her. That can't act. His eyes betray him constantly. I think those are actually lyrics in Weekend song too.
I think so too.
But like his eyes are constantly like this. Like the O just cracked open the ice and just took a hit and he was just like going into set like that.
Jesus.
He's got that look like he farted. And he's waiting for other people to smell it.
Yeah.
No, Sean.
But yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't really introduce any of like the cult stuff and all that sort of stuff yet. So I don't know. Some of his wording is a bit cultish towards her. So
yeah,
see how it goes.
I mean, she's perfectly placed. Yeah, I don't know how many episodes in the season. Hopefully it's a bit shorter, but you never know because they reworked this so much.
Yeah.
And it's funny how the rumor was that he reworked this so much because there was so much of her in it.
Yeah.
But this first episode was basically all her.
Yeah, I thought she's the main.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, which just makes
So she
sense.
should
to me.
have most of it. I don't know what that
Yeah.
was on about.
6 episodes all up.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
nice one, on. I'm
Hmm.
still going to give this one 3, even though I didn't think there was much in this first episode. But I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt just because they're laying the foundation. The foundation is supposed to be, okay, we're going to set you up walking this precarious ledge because the fall's got to be hard. He's
Yeah.
got to be so seductive that he's almost got to be her.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to be her savior. So in
Yeah.
order to set that up, they've already got the comparisons to Britney happening.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it sounds like her mother had a conservatorship over her and her money
Yep.
and her estate, and you don't know if the mother's alive or dead. There's the next record coming out. It looks like she's nervous about it, but then he's coming in and he's like, "No, you got to redo it." Which, like, if you're not confident and someone comes in, they're like, "No, I've got the answer." Like, you lean on that person,
Yeah.
which is
But
what.
at the same time, he is a club owner, not a music exec, not an A&R. Who the fuck is this guy to give critique on? He's just a fan at the end of the day.
But that's what she says. She's like, I trust you because you're not gonna. No, I don't trust you, but I know that you're not gonna sell me any bullshit because
'Cause you're
you're
an arsehole.
basically nothing.
Yeah.
You're a nothing in my world. So why would he lie?
Why wouldn't he? Look at where he is. He's
Yeah.
already weaseled his way into the house. And it wasn't even that fucking hard. It just took a dance.
Yeah.
Little digit play. That was it.
What was what's his face? What was the song that they danced to in the club there? I want to say it's
But
Lionel
like a
Richie.
prayer.
Like a Prayer. That's what it is.
Hmm.
Blowjob song.
Yes. It comes back. But yeah,
I didn't
don't know.
I
If you
didn't
give
think they
this
were gonna.
Go
Hmm.
on.
No, go.
If you give this 3, you've basically watched half the season. You might as well
It is.
finish them hits off. In this case, because it's only 6, I might only give this 2. This next episode better be a banger.
You would think so with 6. With 6, they got to have it in the bag by the end of episode 2. I'm interested to see what the cult is going to be like. That's why I'm holding on.
Yeah.
Because what does a LA cult look like with a club owner and everything?
I think
Like
in
that,
LA.
that was the hook.
Is that LA?
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looked nice and dirty and shitty like LA did.
It looked like a lot cleaner than LA, to be honest.
And when they was driving in the street, I was like,
Yeah.
that's that classic LA.
Yeah. There was no homeless people though. You didn't.
That's true. They were driving fast.
What do you call it? The guy that made this, that dude from Euphoria, he literally called this himself the sleaziest love tale in all of Hollywood.
You're right. Obviously
Yeah.
hasn't seen Showgirls. Obviously hasn't seen what's his face. Basic Instinct. I don't know, man. I saw all of the Basic Instinct sort of the stuff that she was doing.
Yeah.
And she's watching the movie and everything. I don't know if it's going to end up that she is like the cult leader. And trying to
Or
get
takes over, maybe?
yeah. Uses
seems
her
like-
looks.
You go.
Yeah, uses her looks like what's his face Sharon Stone did to bring them in for content, and then like the death blow.
So you think the Basic Instinct clip was the foreshadowing and shit?
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be interesting. It'd be interesting
Yeah.
if she takes over.
Yeah,
Like he's grooming her to take over the club.
yeah.
Or take over, the
Take
cult.
over the cult. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What I thought was really weird, right, was when they're in that club and he he kind of keeps looking over and he keeps doing the move the glasses down move.
Yeah.
I was like, why did they keep on replaying that? It felt off.
It's not Blade. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. Weekend better show me something in that next
Yeah.
episode.
Like
Because I
something.
think he's got to be a lot, and he was pretty seductive in this, but I think he was more seductive in his words and what the camera kind of showed him doing than actually him himself.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Like him practicing in the mirror like that gives off like dweeb vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like because he had to practice and everything, it doesn't come off as natural and everything.
Hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, we'll kind of see. Hopefully he heats up because he's actually really creative. The concepts and stuff for his videos and the way that
Oh
they're
yeah.
shot, they lend to this world that he's trying to create. So
Well,
I
he's
also
been
like the look of it.
yeah. I like that like flashy sort of LA neon sort of look. He's
Yeah.
been telling a story throughout his music videos now for years,
Mm.
and it almost continues like a continuous narrative.
Yeah.
Besides like the stuff that he did with Daft Punk and all that sort of stuff, but yeah,
Yeah. That false alarm video clip is fucking crazy. The first person one
yeah,
is nuts. Yeah. What I also liked was the little the team that surrounds Jocelyn.
Hmm.
And that balance that they have to kind of keep of keeping her in the know and also out of the know at the same time.
yeah.
And I think that's the thing that's causing so much mistrust that will push her over the edge. 'Cause
Hmm.
they're scared of this mental break.
Yeah, but I mean, she has done that herself, right? She's surrounded herself with these people that it doesn't seem like she trusts.
Yeah,
She's got her best friend working for her, which is the worst idea in the fucking world.
badly.
Yeah, I don't know. She's got yes
Yeah.
men around her, to be honest.
But she knows that. She even says that.
Yeah,
Because they just want the product. They want to
that's
milk
it.
her for everything. And then, yeah.
Turn her into Monroe.
Yeah. She kind of has that Monroe isms about her.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd ever rewatch this episode.
No, there's nothing to go back to in this episode.
No,
Unless you
not
want to see her
really.
dancing. Which I don't know.
I think it all but confirms the weekend's actual goal of nailing Lily Rose Depp.
Oh, yeah. We know this.
I don't think that dress is short enough. Maybe let's shorten that up.
I know.
Now she wouldn't wear a strapless bra for this one. Nipples are out.
Yeah, she'd just wear like that bikini top.
Yeah.
As if she'd do that just at home. Like she's just at home, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing she didn't go method for the Bukkake shot.
Who knows?
The weekend must go method. That was the reshoots.
That's wild.
It was 6 months of reshoots just for one shot, and it was a still.
Okay, no.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. More thoughts on episode 2.
Yeah. And it better be the best.
Fucking better be. Even though I'll give it 3. Because if they don't give me much in that second, I'm a little bit like,
If I watch that third
I need to see the cult.
if I watch that third episode, that's it for me. I have to commit to it's only 3. It's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no. Gotta be hard on these hoes. Hey, vying for screen time. Fuck them. Fuck them all. They want my screen time.
It's crazy that this was the successor to Succession.
Which is wild. Why the hell wouldn't you do another season of Succession? Not Succession, but the other show as well. Why did this guy just not put all the time and effort, the showrunner, just to do what's his face? The other show that he's doing,
Euphoria?
Euphoria. I don't get it. It's almost like they want to end that show, Euphoria.
I think they
You
do.
know-
I reckon that show would be hard to manage with all the stars that are coming out of it and Zendaya.
Don't you think she's a bit of a diva on set? Do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like schedule wise, I don't
Oh,
know what the
yeah.
fuck she does.
What's his face? Dado, like he took a break after the first season. COVID hits. Now writers strike. Like it's almost like it's not destined to come out. This show.
Yeah, that's a bit fucked.
Admittedly, I have not watched the show.
Me neither. But there are like millions of people that have tuned in for that shit.
Yeah, maybe
It's
before
like,
the next season comes out, I'll watch and then I'll
Yeah.
get it done.
Checked out The Clearing,
Hmm.
episode 4. So thank you, Disney Plus, for sending that through. It's crazy seeing like names on the actual screeners. I take a picture every time.
What do you mean?
Because the name's like watermarked on there.
Oh shit! So they know who got it.
Yeah.
Is that why people use that software to block out?
The Vaseline.
Oh man! You
Um,
know it's some old Academy member that just like send them the link.
This episode was really, really cool. It was more of a slow burn, but it's expanding the past and kind of what happened at this point. The Kindred, their house in Australia has been raided.
Mm.
So the kids get sort of brought into welfare services and they get put with their families that like lost them as kids, that put them up for adoption.
Mm.
They get sent back. It focused more on the Stockholm syndrome of it all, like how deep rooted that would be if you were basically raised in a house like that,
Yeah.
and how these kids can't really let go. I mean, they're dosing them with LSD. They're like,
Jesus.
sort of, they're doing all sorts of weird shit with them. So, like, the journey so far for Freya is like she's grown up now. She's got her kid. She's trying to trust people, but then people from the past just keep coming in,
Mm.
and she's kind of strong-armed into entertaining conversations with people she doesn't want to have it like anything to do with, because she's got to keep her life stable
Mm.
right now. And yeah, there's a lot of shit that's just happening, but because she lives so close to it all, she just keeps getting reminded of it. It's solid. It's only got 2 episodes left. I don't know where the fuck it's kind of going at this point as well. Like it's good and like it's good in terms of the character drama, but the events just aren't as like, at this point, episode 4, they should be like at this point in True Detective, shit was going down. You know what I mean? Like they were unraveling. You had found out who the guy in the video was, and like they just talked to him,
Mm.
and it ends like that. My family have been around for whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that line is that ends that episode, and you just fucking chill to the bone. This doesn't have that level, which I like. It would be cool to kind of add a bit more suspense coming into the final episodes. Performances are great. Fucking Guy Pearce is good. He's slimy and everything, and Teresa Palmer does her thing. There's a really cool Aussie detective in here, Saad, and he's full like he's Arabic. He's got a Muslim wife. They speak Arabic in the house. They've got a daughter that's kind of she's naturalized Australian, so she's more Western. You know what I mean?
Westie is what you're saying.
I don't even know what the fuck this is, but the environment is fucking mad. The way that they shoot it and stuff. It's a quality show. I think that for this sort of show, if they had just put out all 6 episodes, it would have played better.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because you kind of want the next thing. There's not enough happening per episode, but across like a full 6 episode arc, it might play a lot better. But it's out now on Disney Plus for anyone who wants to check it out. Even that 4th episode is out now.
Okay.
Dope shit. And yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. Check this one out. Across the Spider-Verse is a big fucking sequel. Like, Into the Spider-Verse was an hour 45, hour 50. In, out, complete character arcs. The music was fucking pumping. The energy was there. The animation. They do everything. They notch it up like fucking crazy.
Hmm.
So this is like the sequel with an hour tacked onto it.
Jesus.
And yeah, and it expands the world. The character work is there. You love everyone that's kind of in the piece. The music is good. Metro Boomin does a really good job. The songs are really cool. But then because the songs are so sort of synced, like they're almost tailored for the scenes and whatnot. You don't get as much of the Daniel Pemberton score that I think made the first one so strong, because that was heroic as fuck and unique to Miles.
Yeah.
Which was also, I think, like a little bit trumpet led because of Miles Davis. I do feel that by the end of the movie, it ends so abruptly at a place that just didn't feel so even to end it. Because we're talking almost like a Reloaded Revolutions Matrix type setup,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because the next one comes out in 9 months. And where the Matrix Reloaded ended was a natural place to kind of end it. To pick things up in Revolutions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Neo sort of plugged in but unplugged in the
Yeah.
Matrix.
In the coma. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Smith next to him.
Yeah. Whereas this, I feel like they could have finished off the bit that they're kind of ramping up, and then left Miles in a much different place than what he's in now. It's interesting, but I don't know. I don't think where it's going to start in the next one will be as interesting.
I think for me, like 100%, you're right. But the biggest issue I have is that when you don't have a crescendo to sort of give you the gratification of going through the film, it does fall pretty flat. Like I still enjoyed
Yeah.
the movie, but it was just yeah, there was no like end boss fight or anything like that to sort of cap it off, so we can have a bit of time to sort of collect ourselves to move into the next film.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was no Superman fight. What do they call it? Burly Brawl.
There kind of was. There was an extended chase.
Yeah.
That ends up being that sort of big boss level fight.
Right.
But where like it slows down before it actually ends.
Yeah.
So you sort of, it's more focused on the tension, and that last 20 minutes is very focused on setting up the next movie.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say
Which-
the last 20. I felt like the last near 40 minutes of that movie was all set up.
True. Yeah. That it sounds like a lot of disappointment and hate. It's not. I just can't give it its full flowers until I see that second part.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's only 9 months away. I will say though, Oscar Isaac fucking kills it in this movie.
Yeah.
His Spider-Man 2099 is beautiful. The setup and everything, even that was a little bit weirded out because he himself is a universe jumper, right? But then he finds a universe where he had a family, but he died. So he kind of slips right in there. Yeah. And then like there's events that kind of happen, and it just breaks him. But from that, you kind of get introduced to the Spider-Man lore. And this is the only Spider-Man movie and multiverse movie that sort of connects all the Spider-Man stories together, which I loved. Like
Yeah.
it goes live action, animated, games,
Lego.
cartoons, Lego, like everything Spider-Man related is connected here. We get beautiful Easter eggs. We get like these mad flourishes and whatnot, and things that you didn't think would be a major focus. They make a major focus. There's
Yeah.
a big set piece in Mumbattan, which is if Manhattan was combined with Mumbai,
Mad.
and it is fucking sick. And that
Yeah.
Spider-Man is crazy.
Yeah.
Like the Indian Spider-Man
Yeah.
is nuts.
Yeah. He kills it. I do have to admit though that the introduction to Miles now was really good as well at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
And like it does really lend to the, I guess, the empathy towards the Spider-Man multiverse as a whole, to see that he still falls in that same those same footsteps of having to balance his personal and his Spider-Man life, which was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I thought like what they did between movies, like showing that progression was really, really mad. Because it's been a couple of years. So
Yeah.
where you think the end credits are in well, it hasn't been a couple of years, it's been like a couple of months, but where you see the end credits, oh sorry, the post credits in Into the Spider-Verse is they fill in that gap as well.
Yeah.
Because that's not that night. It's like a while back. The
Mhm.
animation that they tailor per setting. So Gwen's world, which is like watercolors, is different from Mumbattan, which is different from 2099's animation style. This is nuts. And seeing that on the big screen, they're able to do things that I think should have been in IMAX, where you have like two little Spider-Men there in like the corner and just this big cityscape.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say this is showing at the IMAX in fucking Melbourne.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Oppenheimer is the only place. Like, sorry, Melbourne is the only place we'd be able to see Oppenheimer in 70mm in Australia.
I'm gonna have to take a flight.
Tickets go on sale 22nd of June.
Fuck it.
But yeah, overall, like Rob said, like there's not like no hatred towards this movie. It's still a solid film, but there's
Yep.
just a few things that could have been tweaked a little bit to make it feel more complete at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah. I also like I also think that what was I gonna say? Like it's not as strong in comparison to Spider-Verse, to Into the Spider-Verse, it's not as strong.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't complete the arcs. And
Mm.
Spider-Verse just had a big up at the end, which like made you feel like Miles had earned through the journey, he had earned that mantle.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that movie is what's his face though. When Uncle Aaron comes home and he starts playing Biggie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then he turns his system, like the rest of his system on,
Yeah.
and the bass hit that I get from that, next level, man.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
play any Biggie? Is there any old school hip hop in here at all? Was it all Metro? If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning.
It's funny you say. I can't
I think
remember.
there was a little bit like they have a party there.
Hmm.
They have a party in Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure there was I don't know if there's some
It's either J or
old
Big.
school.
What are we doing?
There was none of those actually.
Damn.
I think I would have benefited nicely from that sort of shit.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think there was actually.
Funnily
Thinking about
enough,
it now.
sorry, dog. Funnily enough, there is a bloody thingy. There's a Nas track that's in here, but it's just like the Metro Boomin soundtrack that plays. Like it's a
Yeah.
new Nas track that plays.
Yeah.
How's that? Nas on a bloody what's his face in a Marvel movie. I love it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hip hop turns 50 this year as well. Sprite had a really cool commercial, whereas Rakim, Lotto, and Nas.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's mad
Check that out
because
after.
they're rapping what's his face hip hop delight.
That's mad.
That's the other thing as well, to be honest. Across the Spider-Verse doesn't have those I don't know what's the best way to put it, like a cinematic moment, like Miles falling upside down in Into the Spider-Verse. I feel like it didn't have one of those like moments in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that song makes that scene so bad.
Yeah. What's Up Danger?
Yeah,
That goes hard every
my
time.
nephew's
Fuck,
song.
But yeah.
Yeah. Let's get it. Anime Kona trees.
All right, so Demon Slayer, this episode was called The Mist Hashira Muichiro. So this is the final ending to like that massive fight he's been having with this demon. One thing I forgot to mention was that after he had that moment of remembering his brother, he got these tattoos all over him, and they look like Japanese etched clouds all over his face and body.
Sick.
Yeah, it looks fucking mad. Basically went Super Saiyan. So he's having this massive fight with this demon, and he just outclasses this guy in every single kind of way ever since he's just hulked out. And he just fucks this dude up. He chops this guy's head off, and the guy starts regenerating, and he just dices this guy into like literal dust. Like he chops him so fine.
So fine. Never forget when that Owen at Oxford said that I would look so fine in the suit.
Yeah, I remember that as well. It would look so fine.
Yeah.
I'm never buying a suit.
Put the shit back on the rack.
It's like that guy at Giordano with the it exposes your back muscles.
I know.
Ripped back muscles.
But yeah, so he ends up like beating the shit out of this dude, and then he almost loses consciousness but realizes that Tanjiro is still fighting, so he's got to keep going. So it cuts to Tanjiro fighting that demon, right? And Tanjiro ends up like his foot gets broken, his hand gets broken, like he's just getting fucked up fighting this dude. And Tanjiro like gets swallowed by one of the wooden dragon's paws, and he's about to get crushed, and then the other Hashira shows up, the love Hashira Mitsuri. And this is the one who has that whip sword like Ivy in Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she comes through, and that's where this episode ends. It ends with her showing up, saving Tanjiro, but it was fucking bad, man. When Tanjiro's foot gets crushed, it legit looks like a wet sock just soaked in blood. It was fucking, like, it made me cringe. Yeah, it was rough, man. Like, he gets pumped. But yeah, like, he ends up getting saved by the love Hashira, and then it ends off there. And so we're waiting for the next episode now.
Seems quite brief, that episode there.
It was pretty quick. I just like gave you the key points, really. There was nothing in between that really happened. It was all fight. Yeah.
Is O's getting fatigued at all?
No.
All the fighting? Okay, very good.
I think, like I mentioned before, like because it's only like 20-minute episodes, you don't feel it because it's like 20 minutes and it's like, okay, next week. Like it just feels like just a snap of your fingers and then you got to go.
Right. If it was 20 minutes, I want maybe in the next 2 days, the next
Yeah.
20 minutes. I'm sorry. You better give me double fucking episodes.
I want it like a serial, like every day, like Neighbors, but just Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayers. Oh shit, well, the other thing that does come up is like Muichiro getting saved by that lady who gets cussed out every time by his twin brother. So the brother does die, but it just shows his training arc of wanting to become the Hashira, and he does. The other main point that does come up is that when that little kid who's the blacksmith gets killed, and you think he gets killed, he actually gets saved by the hilt of Tanjiro's sword that he gave him, and it's designed like a fire. It looks cool. So it's setting it all up for that blacksmith honing the sword, and then he's got the hilt, and then he'll need to make the handle, and then Tanjiro's sword comes back. So that's what we're waiting for.
Shit?
It'll be like second last episode, because the last episode is usually the calm one, where it's like they finally wind you down after all that adrenaline they just push through you. It's literally like visual epinephrine. That's what this show is like. Like you're
Yeah.
just on edge all the time.
How bad?
But yeah, Mashle, very much the same, just fucking comedic shit. So they meet up with this other group of sorcerers who are like the I guess the Death Eaters, if you want to put it like that. So their Slytherin group, they get all the top sorcerers and then they become the Magia Lupus.
They're werewolves?
No. But so they come through and you see that these people late at night start turning into wooden puppets and no one knows why, and they just all end up in the hospital ward and they're all just fucked up. They temporarily can't use magic. And so Mash and his his group of friends is trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Mash obviously always has a cream puff in his goddamn mouth this whole episode.
Yeah.
And this girl that has a crush on him gives him her wallet, and it's a cream puff as well. And this fuckwit tries to eat it straight away.
Does that have like strong teeth and just bite straight through it?
You legit hear it because it goes off screen and all you hear is just but so like they're like, all right, cool, these guys have to be in a secret room, right? And so they're going down the hallways late at night and they find one of the wooden puppets and they follow it and they find this door that's in the floor. And they're like, there's these magic runes all over this door. I don't know how we're going to open it. And you see Mash pick up this fucking knight's uniform and carry it over and then just hits the ground and the door like flicks up a little bit, pushes the knight underneath with the sword and then just jumps on the fucking sword and the whole door flies through the roof of the whole fucking castle. Like, it's just the most dumb shit in the world. And they're like, well, we're in. And they fucking go through and it turns out to be this, like, they just show up in this massive dueling ring where they just got a 1v1 the Magia Lupus. And this other guy that's with him, Dot is his name, and he's got like red hair, and his whole thing is that he hates good-looking guys because they get all the attention. And so he goes in because the dude he's versing is handsome, apparently. And he ends up fucking this dude up. But then they all fall through the floor. Like it's like quicksand out of nowhere. And they all get separated. And then they all have to fight their own battles. And that's where this episode ended off. But it was gold, though, because as they're sinking, Mash is like, please save my baby. At least this one. And he's just holding one cream puff. And as they're falling through, it shows all of them like sinking through the floor, just fucking plummeting. And he's there just eating the cream puff as they're falling. It's the fucking best shit in the world. But that's where this episode ended off. I fucking love this show, man. It's,
How many episodes?
Currently, there's been 8. I'm not too sure how many as a whole. It might be another 13 episode season.
What?
But,
like 13 in total, not 13 more.
Yeah, 13 in total. Back in the day, they used to do 24 to 26 episode seasons. Some of them still do. Like, there's one that I'm going to start watching now called Vinland Saga about the Vikings. Fucking hanging for that. But that one has 24 episodes a season currently.
How mad.
Yeah. Now, Hell's Paradise was all snout as well. So we finally get back to Gubby Maru, and he's waited for everyone to fall asleep, and then he's just like said, fuck it, I need to find this elixir now. I don't have time to work out what's going on. I'm just going to start moving. So he goes dolo again, and fucking he's like, if I continue to go south, I should be able to find the center of the island, and then I'll be able to see what's going on from there. So he finds this place called the Hosen. Sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze and it's fucking killing me.
Bring the hose in.
But this one is like the last place for the gods, right? And that lady who fucked up all those people in that last episode, she shows up right behind him. And it just turns into this massive fight. And it was fucking insane. Like, it's just hand-to-hand martial arts, just shit. and they're fucking going at it, fighting, and it's like Dragon Ball Z, how they're fighting really fast like that, and they're fucking running and fighting and shit like that. And Gabimaru gets her on the ropes, and he's literally just snapped it, and he's fucking like Ip Man punching her, and you just see bits of her just coming off, and you just see like he punches directly through a fucking eye into the floor, and then he lets go, and you just see this massive hole missing.
Does she liquid man it?
So he gets up and he's like, I know you're not dead. Let's just get it over with. And she gets up and she's fine. But she transforms into this massive fucking flower that can electrocute him.
The hell?
And it's fucking, but it falls in line with the whole like the island sucks people up and turns them into flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like he's on the brink of dying now, and it flicks back to his master, and he's like, there's one thing I'm going to like drill into you, is that on your deathbed, you are going to still fight. You won't even realize you're doing it, but you'll continue. And you see him passed out, and he legit just like cuts the head of this chick off with his hand. And then she drops him, she gets away, and then the little girl that was with him in the village ends up saving him. And then you find out that everyone who comes to this island, they are the fucking elixir. They're making the elixir out of the humans that are there. And that's why they get turned into trees. Yeah.
Soylent Greening them, O's.
Yeah. And the biggest point is that there was one hermit who learnt the way of the gods, and he turned into 7 gods. And they all serve a different purpose that we don't know yet. And that's where that's where this ends off, is that you see those gods talking to each other, just playfully doing their own fucking thing. And then that's where this episode like finished up. It was fucking crazy though, this fight. It was fire.
That's bad. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Telling you, man.
The hand-to-hand in anime.
Yeah. It's always with like a weapon or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So to actually see the hand-to-hand.
Like in Kill Bill, when he's fighting her father.
Yeah.
What do you call it? In Jujutsu Kaisen 0, there's a bit there where Gojo fights this guy, and he treats him like that wooden doll in Ip Man. How he's just like blocking all the shots, and then just like and he fucks this whole guy up. It's mad.
Oh, mad. As refuses to recognize Gojo after Succession.
But yeah, that's it.
That's the anime corner. All right. Massive thanks to Madman Films for the invite to the National Theatre Live's presentation of C.P. Taylor's Good. This one starred David Tennant. It's got Elliot Levy in there and Sharon Small, and it's set in from 1939 to I think 1942 in Germany, Nazi Germany, and it deals with Germans coming to grips with the separation that has occurred with Hitler basically marking a death sentence on all Jews, and the German people having to make a choice of what they're going to do. Are they going to help the Nazi regime? Yeah.
It was sorry, Doug. It was very very heavy on trying to indoctrinate people to believe in the final solution.
Yeah.
Who was talking about it? Someone was talking about it. Like the biggest sort of criminals weren't the actual Nazis. It was the Jews that were turning in their own fucking people to try and curry favor with the with the Nazis. Fucking wild.
Yeah. And I mean this one, like, it's not something that was like thrill a minute. You know what I mean? It was this really complex breakdown of basically the German people, but also the Jewish people that had relationships. So the two people, Elliot Levy and David Tennant, like David Tennant plays like a full-on German guy, Whereas Elliot Levy is like his Jewish best friend.
Mm.
And like they're trying to work out what does this mean for them, their friendship. You know what I mean? CP Taylor used to write where he addresses the crowd, transitions, inner monologue. They speak their inner monologues, and then they also like engage with each other. So it was really interesting, and it takes the performances up to another level
Mm.
because, like Sharon Small, I have no idea what she's been in, like, but she just nailed it.
Yeah.
This performance is insane. Like it's not just characters that are transitioning. Like they transition accents, body language, everything. David Tennant stays the same character the whole thing.
Mm.
Um, and it's yeah, at the drop of a dime, the light changes, the scene changes, the character changes. And Sharon Small does a lot of the heavy lifting, I find,
Yeah.
with her performance, because she plays her mother, um, one like both of his wives, David Tennant's wives, and also like another German officer. And it's like drop of a dime, need to change.
Yeah. The crazy thing for me, like I've never seen like a proper stage play before, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I couldn't believe how like they retain all of that content. So they
Mm.
basically spoke for 40 minutes straight
Yeah.
the whole time, and they only had an intermission then. And the things they spoke about weren't simple either.
No.
There was a lot of complex situations and different scenes within that. I swear there were like 10 scenes, 12 scenes within that 40 minutes where you
Yeah.
needed to be able to like you switch and then you talk to this person, you switch again. And it could have just been a quick few words and then you change back as well.
Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable.
That's what
I think
what's his face went at Shia LaBeouf went at the Baldwin for, because they were doing a play together,
yeah.
and Shia was like he was off book, they called it already, so he didn't actually need the transcript or whatever it was.
Mm.
Baldwin wasn't. He went off at him, and then catches Baldwin out at some party, and he's like, "Yeah, remember, so and so, we're doing this scene tomorrow. Make sure you're off book."
And they got fired.
Shia don't play.
And Shia is serious about his acting. Really,
He
really
is.
is.
That's why he is my choice for Vincent Hanno.
Ah, he.
Yeah.
Um. So the character arc that David Tennant's character actually goes through was interesting. Because at first he's sort of like, I don't want to fucking do like, go into the
Yeah.
Nazi regime. Like, you're
Mm.
my only friend, and like they're talking through it. But as soon as things heat up closer to when the Nazis established these concentration camps and whatnot, it becomes like this do or die type attitude.
Does he try to sell it to them?
Uh there are scenes,
It's just
and
a
these
camp, and you could be with your family, and you can
oh
all be
he
together.
there's no scenes like that, but it's them developing those rooms.
Fuck
So
that.
there's scenes where he's like, these like, why is this so surgical? Let's make it like one big bathroom.
Hmm.
Like, think about all the anxiety and stress that these families have sort of been under. Let's make the last hour just at least a modicum of peace. And
Mm.
that scares the
Fucking
fuck out of me,
Jesus.
Yeah.
because that's like you're pitying someone like they're a thing.
Yeah.
They're an
Know
animal.
what I mean? Like you're putting down a dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, that's bad.
It's it was very next level what they spoke about in there. Like, and it was almost very minor, David Tennant's like transition to becoming this like Nazi influencer believer officer.
Mm.
at the beginning, and you feel like nothing's going to happen with it as well. But
Yeah.
then slowly, as like, each scene unfolds, you see his whole mentality behind the thing slowly starts changing more and more. And
Yeah.
it's not just the idea, because what do they call it, Big Dog? Not being the playground, not being the profession, something like that. Join the something. But it was a very casual word for it.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
damn it, I had it there and now it's not there anymore. It's not program. I feel like it starts with a P.
what are you trying to say?
When he actually joins the Nazis overall, like
Progression?
progression? No, like in the actual play, they were saying it when he's speaking to Helen in the bed, and he's like, "I'm thinking about joining the." It's all good. It'll come to
Regime?
me. No, it's something else, but it'll come to me. But yeah, it was just awesome to see that transition go from like so minor to so like big at the end of it
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. And he almost like, I don't know if they did it intentionally where they add like the drama in his personal life. And it's like, oh yeah, but there's this thing that I've got to do for work. And for work is like fucking rounding up the Jews
Yeah,
and getting them onto trains and like, getting them to these camps and stuff like that.
yeah. And how casual the conversation can be where he's speaking to his second wife and she's like, just make sure it's not a night where you have to kill someone or kidnap or like, maim someone or something like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, won't be like that tonight.
Jesus, I can't imagine living in a time like that.
Mm,
Like it's
yeah.
so weird, so alien when I think about it. And it wasn't that long ago when I think
No,
about it.
Yeah,
like 80 years ago.
yeah.
Jesus. One
Yeah.
generation. That's it.
Mm, yeah.
It's it was so subtly in your face, like with everything that was happening. And when you begin to realize it, you're like, holy fuck, like this is
Yeah.
where it's hitting. Yeah.
They kind of get into like the skullduggery of if you wanted to keep this friendship with a Jewish person, right?
Mm.
The stuff that you would kind of need. And it also like it was almost classist and priority wise with the best friend because
Mm,
David Tennant's like in a position where he could help his best friend. His best friend's like, fucking get me 5 tickets to Switzerland right fucking now.
Yeah.
It's like, how would that look? I'm an SS officer, like,
Mm.
But then turns around and he's like, hey, my second wife wants to go live out in the country. Because you're not going to use your cottage, can I have it? So I was like, there was just a coldness and like it was just so it was too casual.
yeah. All is fair in love and war, apparently.
Fuck
Yeah.
it just it was not a light. The way that they presented the actual play was light, but the topics that they're covering was not light at all.
No. It was unbelievable. And the when you finally hit the crescendo of this where it all comes together, the performances that you got on stage were unbelievable as well.
Mm.
Um what's his name? Old mate, the one that's with David Tennant. Forgot his damn name
Elliot
already.
Elliot Levy?
Yeah, when he came out, he cried for like 4 minutes straight while still putting up like a conversation with David Tennant
Yeah.
during that time. It was unbelievable. I felt
Does
like crying
Tennant
myself.
get his at the end?
Nah. He
No.
goes to Auschwitz. He goes to Auschwitz. The big thing that ties throughout the play was the music. So his sort of interest in music,
Mm.
whether it be French, German, whatever, Jewish, like he loves it and it plays at every pivotal moment. And at the end, they're in Auschwitz, right? And he says the music is real, but it's the prisoners playing on their instruments.
Jesus.
Yeah, the shit was deep.
Yeah.
Like it's deeper than the shit that we normally go see. So I was just like, this is just
Heavy.
like it was all it was heavy and it was off kilter, and I just
Yeah.
wasn't expecting it. Like, I
Yeah.
thought Good was gonna be about like some death of a salesman type shit. You know what I mean? Like this door-to-door salesman guy or something in America or Britain or something like that. I did not expect it to be set in wartime Germany.
Sounds like it'd be a mad movie though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I think when you get into the magic of the play and you start visualizing the scenes that he's having as well, you really start seeing that movie play out too. It was fucking
Yeah.
crazy, man. Like, I can't get over it. Like, it's literally, it stunned me, some of the scenes in
Yeah.
this play. Like, I didn't have like a hooly ha or like a jaw to the floor moment, but it was still just like, Jesus.
Yeah. Like, we had to go have a drink afterwards.
Far out. But I
Yeah,
think,
it was.
sorry, Big Dog. I think
Nah, you go.
overall, like, I didn't know what was going on at the beginning of this play,
Yeah.
but at the end of it, I was loving it. Like, I
Yeah.
low key feel like watching it again.
Yeah. Like I'd really like to read the actual play that C.P. Taylor wrote. So this was apparently his big piece, his final piece that he wrote, and he actually didn't get to see it come to fruition because he died on the night, I think, that it actually came out. But
Yeah.
It was just like a normal guy that would write in his little shed. He would work with the local schools and like write their school plays and shit like that.
Hmm.
And yeah, he was chill.
Hmm. Do you think they'll release a Blu-ray or something?
They've got a streaming service, National Theatre Live. Apparently, I was listening to the For Your Ref guys reference Max episode. They did a Life of Pi on stage.
Hmm.
And OT said it was the best thing that he's heard, that he's watched, like from 2022. That came out in 2022. It was the best thing that he watched it twice.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just like, maybe I should just ask for those screeners.
Yeah. Honestly, this gets like a fucking 4 out of 5 in my books. Overall.
I think for complexity, I don't usually go out for this sort of shit.
Yeah.
Like when it's like that really kind of let's break it down. But this just did it in layers and nuance, and the performances. Like it was creative as fuck. It was in your face as fuck. The subtext was insane.
Hmm.
It's next level. It's like, why don't we go to the theater more?
Well, I was going to ask, would you guys go to the theater?
I would go see something in the theater.
Hmm.
Maybe start it off easy, like The Cursed Child or something like that.
Oklahoma
Or
or
like,
something like that.
or
That's
like,
musical theater. That's different anyway.
when I went to go see an opera, that was some next level shit.
Hmm.
Like to hear it like singing loud, like live in a theater is something else, man.
I got the 4K of what's his face. Well, you got the 4K of Mission Impossible.
But you know, like when it's live and I just can feel the sound waves, I was like sometimes get emotional when I hear like big pieces of music and stuff. Like it's like Grime or Wormtongue when the tear just drops like that. But I'm not sad.
No.
Like, and that's that effect that I think sitting in that theater is.
You know what that is? That's the art. That's what that is.
Yeah.
It just makes you, it just does something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the art. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
If I got a chance to see Denzel, even if it was a complex play, I'd watch that 100%. I'd go see that.
Fences.
Yeah, if I could see Denzel's run in Fences,
I just want to see Denzel slam that door like that, you know? thinking of the whole time. Denzel told the story about his first time on the stage, and he said, "All right, so I'm working with this older actor, lesser known older actor. His name is Morgan Freeman,
Yeah.
and what's his face? I come up to him, and me and him have this scene where we sword fight, and swords clink twice, and he stabs me, and I die. And I walk up, and I'm like, Morgan, what do you think? Like, we fight for maybe 5 minutes. I cut your arm, you cut me, and then we go back and forth, and then you kill me." And he's like, "Son, what's your name?" It's like, "Denzel." He's like, "We don't have time for all of that. How's about we clink swords twice? I stab you. You fall on the ground." That's how they did it that night.
I love that story. How like Morgan Freeman sort of like, I'm loving the energy that I'm getting. But for tonight, we click twice. I stab you, you die.
Tonight. What's his face? I've been watching all these videos of like this other podcast. I sent a clip through of Kevin Pollak talking about what's his face yesterday, Nicholson.
Mm.
And what's his face supposedly. So they only had Nicholson for 10 days on A Few Good Men. So he had to do he did that massive monologue scene. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. He did it twice, and then that was it. And what's his face? But he had to come back for some other stuff, right? And Reiner said, "Look, you just can you please come back? I don't have money to pay you." And he was like, "Whatever you want." You know what I mean?
Jeez.
And he comes back, does his day. Reiner gets him out by 12 because he was going to go play golf or something like that, or drink. It's Jack Nicholson. Kevin Pollak goes, "I can be off camera and do the lines if you want, like Jack. I've been doing him in my act in my stand up for a year now. I'm pretty sure I can get it down." What's his face? They do it. They cut it together. What's his face? Reiner calls him up and goes, "I had to think about it because after the fifth scene, I couldn't tell the difference between who was Jack and who was you. Like that was like the best thing in the world."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Shit.
Mm.
That is a wrap. All the reviews.
Levity there.
Yeah. Thanks so bad. We're back on Sunday with all the news that you need to get in your ears.
It's long weekend Sunday as well.
Oh, it is long weekend Sunday. Loving it.
Yeah.
Next week is some big reviews. We got The Flash dropping.
That other movie are we going to? Is that next week or the week after?
The week after.
Sisu is the Sunday.
No, the other one.
Carmen.
I was going to say Marston.
Yeah, Carmen's the following Tuesday. And yeah, it's a big couple of weeks there. Plus, we also got Indie on the horizon.
When does Indie come out? 29th?
Indie comes out 29th, yeah.
All right.
Before we crescendo in fucking July with... I'm not going to see Barbie, but if I get an invite, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer is also dropping. Yeah. And then Mission Impossible.
Might just be our Christmas present, fellas. I'll just have to fly us out to what's his face? To Melbourne, and we smash out Oppenheimer and we smash out bloody Mission Impossible in the same day.
Might have to go later in the
that's what I'm
in the
saying.
season. Yeah, have to be a little August trip down.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, love yourself.